Hi, my name is Kenny Johnson. I'm an actor. I have dyslexia. When I first wanted to get into acting, I'd gone through school, high school, not being able to read. I didn't know them from there, from they to aggressive to aggression to behavior. I didn't know what any of the words were. When I was 23, I was afraid to go to a class because I tried one cold reading class, and cold reading is where, you take the thing, you look down, you get the line, you look back up, and you deliver the line. And I couldn't read it. And I remember the teacher getting really angry at me because I would open the book and she'd say, Kenny, and I'd go up and I'd look down and I didn't know what was on the page. So she would say, read, and I'm like, I can't do this. And she'd go, read it. And I'm like, I can't do this. I can't. And she goes, if you don't read this, I don't want you out of this class right now and don't come back. And so I just shut the book and walked out. And something somebody might spend 40 minutes on, I'll spend like maybe 25 to 30 hours on. I have no idea what I read. So I'd read it again and I'd start taking notes on little things that I kind of understood. And then I'd read it a third time and take more notes on things and keep writing down. So I would look at my notes on the side to interpret what I thought this said. And by the fourth time, I finally got the gist of what the whole thing was. It was so time consuming, that was kind of the painful thing. I audibly could understand much better if you would say something out loud to me. So my learning ability was to have you say it out loud. And the more you say it out loud, I could visualize in my head what you were saying. I could see what you were saying, and my visual effect would let me say what you were saying, yet without thinking about the words. Because if I were to think about the words, it would scramble me and get me in my head, and therefore I wasn't existing in the experience of what you're trying to share through acting. Because my after all these years, my managers and agents, I'd be like, you can't send me 20 scripts to read. I can't do it. I literally can't do this. You have to read them, find out what the best scripts are, the best writing, and you know me enough to know what I like. So they try to look for things that are very different, that kind of are outside of the box, and that they feel that I'm gonna excel in. And then if it's dealing with a subject matter of, whatever, architects, I'll study all the architects I can in the world that are the most interesting. And then I write notes and I get the research and I try to surround it full of that so I can understand better. One of my revelations is because our acting teachers like go study paintings, do monologues about them. Van Gogh's and Monet's really spoke to me a lot. And so I would go in the museums and try to look over that line where you can't pass, and I would go in as close as I could. And again, on some of the paintings, especially Van Gogh's, that I would see things that I thought, in a normal classroom, that's a big smudge that's left undone. And I'm like, he totally messed up, But then I'm thinking like, no, he didn't, because this is like one of the most famous paintings in the world. And again, when you step back and look at it as a whole, it has an effect and it says something which is powerful in itself. Yet if you go in, the imperfections, I think, make it perfect. There is no one way of doing anything, so don't let anyone make you feel bad, because there's a lot of people who don't understand people who are different or who have what would be labeled as a learning disability. It's not really a learning disability, it's just a different way of looking at life, and there's no perfect way. So don't feel bad about yourself. Don't feel bad, because you'll find your way if you just keep going forward.